and Randy Cook's show Ravenous. I know Carolyn Yardley. We kind of started as artists at the same time. We were both making a leap in terms of a change, a career change. And so we've sort of been able to watch each other's career path. And for me, this has been a tremendously exciting show to see how she's combined cultures in such an innovative way. And the use of metaphor to convey ideas, thoughts, and feelings, because there's also humor in this show as well. For me, as a fellow artist, what I'm really admiring is her technical skill, how it has grown in leaps and bounds. Like, you know, every show that I've seen of her work, it's just taken another leap in technical ability, and that is really exciting to see. And when I take a look at everything that's here, being a fellow artist, I know how much work it's taken to pull this all together, and I just really admire what I've seen here today.
More fluently than I can. But earlier this year, Randy and I spoke about his eagerness to prepare for a show that continued the development of his recent work in the wake of Ravens in a Material World, the remarkable exhibition that was held at the Art Gallery in Victoria last fall. Well, that certainly seemed like a good plan, I thought. Next time we spoke, Randy said he would like to work in collaboration with another artist who would create works about First Nations culture, and she would be painting pieces with him in it. Well, I tried to imagine how that could possibly play out, but then next I heard that it was Carolyn Yardley. Now, I was familiar with Carolyn's portraiture, and I've admired her brilliant technique and her squirrels. They would surely be at home at Altringa with all the animal spirits that inhabit our world in here. And so they are. It's been a revelation to see how these two gifted artists have collaboratively created this spectacular show. And I want to thank them both, Carolyn, Randy, and they're going to tell us much more. And I understand Randy's going to speak first, followed by Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out and supporting us, artists, and all the crazy things that we do, and all the things that are going on inside our heads when we can finally get it out. I'd like to thank, again, Elaine Mons and Altringa, most of all, for always being really supportive about the ideas. Those of us that know who are artists, it's one thing to have an idea and to move forward with that idea, but it's another thing to have a gallery embrace it and to allow you in terms of displaying it in a commercial realm. I mean, you know, we work so hard as artists, and we have ideas and we're pushing forward, and you know, some of the things I always say, it's like, it's one thing to be courageous, but it's another thing to be courageous and able to live in fear, because we are always trying to outdo ourselves. We're always trying to reinvent ourselves, or try and think, you know, how can we achieve the impossible? We're only here for a short period, you know, and what kind of footprints do we want to leave behind? And it's with the support of people like Elaine Mons and Altringa Gallery that allow for that to happen, for us to make our mark in history as artists.
Hi there, I'm Carolyn Yardley, and so first of all, obviously I would like to thank Randy What do you do? What kind of mask do you wear when world famous, world renowned, trailblazing artist, innovative artist like Randy Cook asks you if you want to first of all paint him in his full regalia, and then second of all invites you to be a two-person show in a gallery like Al Chiringa, as prestigious as Al Chiringa? What kind of mask do you wear for that hides your joy of wanting to just put your hands in the air, run down the street with pure just excitement and the generosity that he's had to inviting me to do this show with him. The only thing that really eclipsed that kind of joy is the friendship that I've built with Randy over the course of working on this project together, and of course the overarching theme of the show. So for me, Ravenous takes many of the allegory, the story, and the metaphors that we both use in our works. The allegory of Raven and the story behind Raven, and how a lot of times in our lives the narrative doesn't exactly end up exactly how we thought it was going to, or the secrets of the squirrel mask, when the people that you wear and the clothing they're wearing are not exactly the same person who was wearing the mask that you met them with when you first met them. So I think that Ravenous, for me at least, asks us to sort of illuminate these contradictions in our life for the things that we think that aren't necessarily exactly true. And they ask us to be a little bit more hungry for asking questions about the people and the world that we live in. I don't know where Randy's gone, but he has been, again, just very generous in inviting me to work with him. There's nothing that I can probably say in words to thank him. There you are. For the opportunity. And for writing my name on his chest like that on the T-shirt, and for the opportunity. Like, I'm so forever grateful. For me, it's, you know, like I say, the only thing that eclipses it is the friendship that we've built, and the whole theme of the show. And painting Randy with these sexy legs, I have to say, as he said that whereas all the paintings are all portraits of him, I think this is the best one of all. So with that, I'd also like to thank Elaine from Al Chiringa for also having me in her home as well too, and Emma and Claire and Allison of Al Chiringa for hanging the pieces as you see here. And again, Randy, you'll understand the joke from the beginning. Thank you very much.
If you have any questions for either of the artists, this is the time. We've got one artist very accessible, not sure the other one can. If you come up, I will stand around. I'll stand and look at real
Okay, Sheila, tell me what is that this painting really attract your eye?
Well, I really like this painting because it deals with identity, and I think that for me, I connect with identity studies a lot because of just my upbringing. But what I like about this painting is it's Rand Cook's portrait, but at the same time, it's a great sample of their collaboration work together. Because Carolyn works a lot with the squirrel heads, and Rand Cook's exhibition, Ravenous, at the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria, had the Vatican mask, and so the mask and the squirrel head is a signature work of both of them in one piece. I think that it's very interesting, and I really like the playfulness in it as well, and the metaphor behind, you know, questioning identity and what's the true identity of the actual human being that's there. It's not a human being, it's a squirrel head holding a mask, and what all that represents. And I think everyone's, you know, open to interpretation of what they think too about it. But for me personally, I connect with it out of all of the other paintings in this exhibition.